So, I'm here to talk about this question that I get from a lot of SI practitioners, structural integration practitioners, and potential structural integration students. And that is um, what is the difference between MASI, the Morales Method Academy of Structural Integration, and other SI programs, other SI schools? And I think that's a great question, especially for someone who's looking to possibly go into this type of training, this type of system. And they want to know what are the differences so that they find something that really fits them. So I know that there are very well-known programs, and there are a few well-known programs out there. And really, honestly, I can only speak to my experience. Sometimes I'm asked about Tom Meyer's program, and sometimes also a Heller Work program. And although those are great programs, I can't really speak on them because I don't have any training in them. And I would say best thing to do is to talk to a practitioner of those programs so they can really tell you what their experience is and they can speak on it themselves. What I can talk about is my experience, like I said, and I am trained as a Rolfer. So I went to the Rolf Institute and went through the basic training and the advanced training, and then also formed my program, Morales Method Academy of Structural Integration. So I can tell you about that and speak on that. What I really want to talk about is the similarities first before I go into any differences. And the similarities are that we both use the same philosophy and principles of structural integration as taught by Ida Rolf. She talked a lot about these principles and this philosophy that kind of governed how you work. So uh, the way we work isn't necessarily governed by a protocol or a structure or recipe, although there is a protocol, there are still philosophies and principles that influence our decision. So we're very similar in that. Where we might start to have differences is in really our analysis and how we analyze a person walking. In the Morales method, we have a definite way of analyzing gait, and that is the order of complexity based on the stages of motor development and the planes of movement. The other thing where we have a little bit of similarity between the Rolf Institute and Morales method is in the way we work the tissue. And uh, uh, I say a little bit of similarity because for me, when I went through the training at the Rolf Institute, I started to get a sense of how we work the tissue, but I really got a more definite and clear picture and actually started to call it a certain thing by the time I created my own program. And by the time I created my own program, that's when we put kind of a stake in the ground and we called it the concept of directional resistance. So some similarities there, but then that led us to branch away and create our own difference. So I believe that it's important for us to, as potential students, to explore um, all these types of SI programs. Um, my opinion, I'm going to give you my 2 cents here, is that all of these programs should really have one major similarity, and that is that they should really adhere to the principles and philosophy as handed down by Ida Rolf. When we talk about some of these philosophical concepts such as support, adaptive capacity, mobility, closure, adaptability, all of these should really show up in the essay program that you're looking at. I believe that that's one of the big things that sets structural integration apart from other modalities. And I believe that once that type of philosophy or concept starts to kind of go into modality, that's when it starts to get into this world of structural integration. That's where it starts to kind of venture into this area of structural integration. So whatever the system is of SI that you're looking at, uh, ask about that philosophy, that uh, uh, kind of training, that school of training that it should have. And that's it, folks. Thank you for your time. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer any structural integration questions. Hey, folks. Thanks for watching the Morales Method YouTube channel. For more Morales Method SI training, please click this way. For more structural integration related videos, click below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe this way. Thanks a lot.